allegiance and a moment of silence. The flag is pulled up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Are there any changes or revisions to the regular or consent agendas? I have a motion, please.
I move to approve the agendas as published.
I'll second.
Yeah. Joe made the motion to approve the regular and consent agenda. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Okay, now for my favorite part, recognitions. We're recognizing 2 student groups tonight. The first one is our group of students and other Area 30 students. So Madison Pershing is here to tell us about their culinary arts team win the state championship, and they're traveling on to compete nationally, which is super, super excited. And we have 3 students on the 6-member team. So I will turn that over to Madison and her students.
Our culinary team that has won state, and so I'm going to let Jeremy just take it away. He's your South Putnam represent tonight, so he's super excited, right?
My name's Jeremy. I go here. I can culinary, and this is Sean Rouse. He goes to Greencastle. He made the entree for our team. This is Bella. He assisted with some of the background work for our whole competition. I was the manager on the team. We also had Bailey Pride from North Butt, who made the dessert for our team. Nakai Stinson, who goes here, who made our appetizer. And then Jaden Gilson, who also goes here, who made our sauces and condiments for our appetizer and entree. But I just want to come up and say thank you guys for supporting us and tell you about what we did. So, the end of February, we went to Muncie for a competition, and originally at the start of the year, we thought it was, just a fun culinary competition, and the more we practiced, the more intense it got, and then we got to it, and there's a lot more competition than we thought there was, but we got up there, and we did great. We cooked so our menu was a Greek themed. We had a spinach feta spin copita roll, kind of like a fancy egg roll, and a red pepper chutney. And then we had, as our entree, it was a Greek gyro kebab over a bed of couscous and pickled vegetables with a homemade tzatziki sauce over the top. And then we had a cherry pistachio trifle as our dessert, which was made with a base of shredded toasted phyllo and cherries, and then a pistachio sweet cream and a vanilla chantilly cream. And our entree got a perfect score from a couple judges, but we got best entree in the whole competition. And then we got gold and top 3. They called us back up and they were like, naming off the top 3, and we got first. And it's pretty cool because we got invited to nationals, and we didn't learn until about a week after that we had won by 0.375 points.
No.
Good. So now you're on the road to nationals, and what's that going to take?
So national is in Baltimore, Maryland, which is going to be a lot of fun because I've never been there, and a lot of the team has never flown or really even left the state. So we're all excited for that.
Yeah, good.
We've been asking for sponsorships, but we've also been like going around and just asking people. We have a fundraiser night coming up. What start of next month? April 3rd, and
April 3rd.
it's gonna be a cakewalk, silent auction, and we're also gonna do our competition for everyone to come. And that'll be at Area 30.
Okay.
There's also a purse raffle.
Yep, it'll be at 6 o'clock if anybody would like to go. And a ticket to attend is $50 to help with the meal and their fundraising efforts.
Okay.
Friday, April 3rd.
So if somebody wanted to go, could they just contact Area 30 through the website, or is that how you're selling
They
tickets?
could call us. They could email Chef Jay. Yeah, go on our website. Anyway, yeah. So,
Well, congratulations
Yeah.
and good luck. We hope to see you back to tell us all about the Nationals.
Yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.
It's awesome.
Okay, our next group is our band and Mr. Champion. We had the pleasure to listen to on the way in this evening. Thank you all for being here and playing.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm here to talk about the band program and some of our recent accomplishments. So if you look here, this is back in the 2020-2021 school year, and this is where we started. So we had a middle school band and we had a high school band. And there's photos of them at the final concert that year. Here's where we are today. We've had a lot of growth in the program. We've really expanded what we're offering, and I'm going to kind of go through all that this evening with you. Just some statistics for you because everybody loves numbers. So we have a total of 80 students in band, and 80 students, without some context, maybe a little bit rough to wrap your head around. From where we started, that is a 471% increase in student participation. That is 13% of the overall student body. That number is a little skewed because the initial group that we started recruiting isn't even through high school yet. So we still have several more years of growth before that group is through high school. So that number is a little low. But to give us a better context, in middle school, we have 22% of our students that are in band. So that's 1 out of every 5 students in middle school is in band. We tend to say in the band world, if you got anywhere between 20 to 25%, that is a really healthy music program. Throughout the year, we put on roughly 22 separate performances, including concerts, going to festival, football games, basketball games, doing graduation, the parade, pep sessions, all those things add up to 22 performances a year. We offer 5 band classes here. We have our beginner band, which is 6th grade. We have our 7th grade band. We have middle school jazz band, which is a little interesting. In the spring, we get the students in at 7th grade. So they start learning in 7th grade, and then they stay in the program through fall of 8th grade. And then we start that cycle over again. So they get a full year in jazz. It's just not a full school year. And then we have our 8th grade band, and then we have concert band, which is high school. We also have 3 extracurricular ensembles. These are entirely outside of the school day, and the students audition to be in them. So this past year was our first year with marching band. We just did the Putnam County Parade, but we're going to be expanding that program this summer and hoping to do a field show in the fall for football season. We also have pep band, which have performed at football for the first time this year, and then we've had basketball, which we've been doing for a couple years now. And then last year was our first year performing at graduation. We consistently are getting students selected to participate in honor bands for IBA, that is the Indiana Bandmasters Association. All regionals, that's for middle school. We had 2 students selected. We had Eleanor Huffington, who's right over there, and we had Stella Wilson. And then for the IBA All District, which is high school, we had Addie Brinkman, Adri Burge, and Robert Emmerich, way back there in the back. And then DCI, that's Drum Corps International. They do a really neat program for middle school students called the Impact Band. So these students get to go to Lucas Oil Stadium for 2 days for the Drum Corps International World Finals that's held in Indianapolis every year. So they get to go on a Friday. They get to work with amazing band directors and music professionals, and they learn a whole performance, and then they're the opening performance for the DCI finals that Saturday night. Solo and ensembles is one of our bigger individual competitions we do. That starts off at the district level. We had 26 students participate. If you were a student that participated in solo and ensemble, raise your hand. Thank you. In total, that was 15 soloists, receiving 13 golds and 2 silvers. We also had 6 ensembles, which all received gold. From that, we had 3 students advance to the state level. We had Adri Burge, who got a silver at state. We had Robert Emmerich, who got a gold, and we had Kennedy Thompson, who also had a gold for that level. And then we have ISMO, Indiana State School Music Association, which is our governing body. They have organizational festivals, so that's kind of like an invitational event. And JME, that is junior high, middle school, elementary. So our 7th and 8th grade bands performed at that this past Friday. And our 7th grade band received a gold, and one of them is handing the nice 7th grade gold plaque. There we go. And then we also had our 8th graders who also received gold, and that's that nice plaque there that we got. High school will be going in April, either the 17th or the 18th. We haven't received our performance times yet. And that's kind of a real quick overview of the music program and what we have kind of done over the past several years and what we're offering in some of our recent achievements.
Congratulations on the growth and all these achievements.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
And I know we all enjoyed listening today. Maybe we'll have it as a regular.
Yeah, we've been asking you for that mood music that a long time, and finally knocked it out of the park.
That was better, actually. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Champion. Thank you, band members.
And some other things.
Okay.
Mrs. Muncie, are you on tonight too?
I am not.
Okay.
That's just an extra for our work session later.
Oh, got it. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I got there. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, anything else?
Just want to add something. One more thing to add.
Okay, one more recognition.
Board and also congratulate Kevin Rounds as our new athletic director. He has been here as our middle school assistant principal and our assistant AD since the spring of 2023. And you just can't be in an event without seeing Kevin Rounds there. He's shown his dedication. We appreciate the knowledge that he brings to this position. And of all the people I'm talking to, they talk about how kid-centered he is. And I really appreciate that about him. And I really look forward to our working relationship and all the great things he's going to bring to South Putnam. So thank you.
Okay, now is when I thank all the students who came and shared, and all the parents who are related to those students, and all the teachers that are instructing those students or spending time with those students, as well as our administrators. Anyway, thank you all. Thank you for being here. You are welcome to exit at this time before we get into the regular. Oh, that's sad.
You should say you're welcome to stay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Okay. Now onwards and upwards. Financial update.
Yeah. Just call your attention to your board packets where you received all the latest financials that we have, which is through the end of February 2026. That included all the claim dockets, the payrolls, the cash flows, the transfers, and the fund reports. And we're continuing to work to diligently manage our budgets with all the changes going on in the legislation. Secondly, just of note, our
South Putnam received a clean compliance report from the Indiana State Board of Accounts on all of our extracurricular accounts. So that's an amazing feat to be able to come in and get no findings or anything like that. So, and it was, yes, absolutely. So I commend our extracurricular folks out there doing that work on making sure those books are all maintained. And then last but not least, I have a financial celebration. So didn't put this in there, but Corporation Treasurer Aaron Roach has successfully completed the Indiana Association of School Business Officials, which is known as IASBO, the Chief Business Officer coursework. And so therefore she has that certification now. And it's part of a very elite group of school district employees across Indiana that has that certification. So it's not an easy process. It's a multi-year process to go through all the different coursework and everything that's required. But we're all the benefactors of her going through that, and we appreciate her dedication to us. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you, Erin, for going through that.
My pleasure.
For our benefits.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I missing?
Legislative update.
Come up.
Right. Yeah, there's something missing. How about the legislative update?
Yeah,
How
as you
about
know,
that update, Wade?
yeah, as we know, we've wrapped up the 2026 Indiana General Assembly session. Top three priorities that involved education was House Bill 1004, Comprehensive Title 20 deregulation, Senate Bill 78, which seemed to get the most buzz that I was reading about with the bell-to-bell wireless device prohibition, Senate Bill 76, immigration enforcement mandate, involving administrative efficiency. The passage of House Bill 1004 allows our district to refocus on students by kind of stripping away nearly 40 of the redundant state mandates that took up so much time, significantly reducing clerical burdens for our administrative team. Classroom focus. Again, that new bell-to-bell device policy mandated by Senate Bill 78 is just a commitment to distraction-free learning that supports student mental health and academic integrity across all levels. I think that one's going to be that one may be tough for some to enforce after having so long with some teachers using them as part of instruction, some being loose on it in the past laws that were passed. And so now with the strict bell to bell in lockers from the start of school to the finish, that has potential to get interesting. And for fiscal advocacy, actively supporting the DLGF, which is the Department of Local Government Finance study mandated by House Bill 1242, which we believe will finally hopefully provide the state with empirical evidence of the operational funding gap that so many are now faced by, especially the rural districts with lower property tax bases like us, and involving local governance. Well, we remain fully compliant with the state and federal laws regarding immigration and safety. We as a board need to continue to prioritize a safe, stable environment that keeps our rural students focused on their academic goals.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Wade.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Problem.
Okay. Now is public comment. Is there anyone commenting this time? Okay.
Okay, do you want an update on the project? That was above there. I got cut off.
Yeah. Oh, there we are. Sorry. Sure.
Yeah.
How about an update on the project?
Yep, we're like just as before, we're continuing towards final completion. Some of these are weather dependent, so a lot of it is going to be happening in April. So we'll be prepared for that. We're going to do that parking lot extension to the north side of the field house that will help with parking. It's tight back there. We're going to do some and we'll reline the parking lot in that area. But also a neat thing that's going to help out our band program is we're going to put a band field stripes on there so that they can practice out there on that section of the parking lot and get used to their footing and so forth for their performances. So it'll be an added benefit to to that. So that'll be happening this spring as well. There's some roof completion things, as you can see. If you look around, you still see there's some edging that needs to be done. But other than that, it's going pretty well. And as you know, in the future project, which we have a work session after this meeting, had great work sessions so far. And then tonight's kind of the culmination of all those walkthroughs and gathering of lists and gathering of information. So looking forward to that later.
How often does the band practice on the actual field? The turf.
I can't answer that question. I don't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When I was in
Did you-
band, we couldn't practice on the field because we'd mess up the stripes. You know, we had to practice out here and do the same thing. We like marked off the parking lot and do that. So it would be nice to if they could practice on the actual field without having to worry about any of that stuff. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. Good.
So did Mr. Thompson or Mr. Champion is there? Did you want to ask him
Oh, I just
more
asked.
specifically?
I just asked how often you guys get to actually like practice on the field, if any. Yeah. 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 You save that for actual game day when you. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Great.
Thank you. Okay,
No public comment.
are you done?
Yes.
Public comment. There is none. Okay. New business, consideration of scholarship donation resolution.
Yeah. So the Dalton Family Trust is a philanthropic trust, sorry, established by Jack Dalton to provide funds for underserved youth in Putnam and Hendricks counties. Additionally, the Dalton Trust distributes scholarship funds to Putnam County youth pursuing certifications, apprenticeships, associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees in various skilled trades such as automotive and collision repair, diesel repair, advanced manufacturing and robotics, construction, lineman work, and welding. Recipients can also pursue certifications, licenses, or degrees in like cosmetology or nursing programs as well. The Jack and Shirley Dalton Family Trust is proud to support young men and women as they advance their education in skilled trades or human services. And Jack and Shirley Dalton built their careers in asphalt and real estate business. Shirley is a former cosmetologist and admired those in the nursing field. Inspired by all those experiences, Jack and the late Shirley Dalton aimed to give driven students a head start by awarding scholarships of $2,000 for tuition, books, or tools needed to begin their careers. $1,000 of this amount is awarded in May, and the remaining $1,000 is given at the start of the second year of the recipient if the recipient is enrolled in a 2 or 4 year program. For those enrolled in shorter term training programs, the remaining $1,000 will be awarded midway through their training. The Dalton Trust is designed to exist in perpetuity. I don't say that word every day. In perpetuity, these scholarship awards will not cease upon the death of Mr. Dalton. The trust requests that the South Putnam Community School Corporation create a fund specific to the receipt and distribution of these funds to the South Putnam students and alumni. And so all of that is what is required to set up that fund, and the board has to pass a resolution in order for us to do that. And then Aaron will then set that fund up, and we'll start being able to distribute those funds. If you have any questions about what that process is like, Aaron is the one to go to it.
I do not. I move to approve the scholarship donation resolution.
We'll second it.
Holly made a motion to approve the scholarship donation resolution, and Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Dalton. Very nice.
Yes, great opportunity.
Okay, item B, consideration of cancellation of outstanding checks.
This is as per our board policy 6470. We kind of do this about this time every year. All warrants or checks that are drawn on the funds of the school corporation that are outstanding and unpaid for a period of 2 or more years, as of the last day of December of the year, are void and will be honored and will not be honored by any financial institution for payment or deposit. So therefore, we just seek the formal cancellation of those outstanding checks that are listed in the board packets.
And so these are just checks that weren't cashed, basically. Is that right?
Yes.
What would be a reason for a Indiana School Boards Association not cashing a check for over $2,000?
I have no idea.
That's a lot of money.
It's not the first time. I mean, this is a mandate across all school corporations that they have to do this after a 2-year period. We've certainly had larger checks if we go back in our history that have been.
Does it go back to the operation fund, I assume, or where it
It goes
came from?
back to what it came from. Yes. It's a little different than just voiding the check. I have to go in and make some
Sure.
manual
Move it back.
adjustments. Yeah. And receipt it back in, but it will go directly back into the
Well, that
fund
was nice
for
of
which
them.
it came.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just out
Hope
of,
they forget a few more.
just out of curiosity, how often after we've canceled a check does somebody come back and say, "Oh, hey, by the way,
Yeah, what happens with that?
yeah, what happened to that money?" Or
It's not happened that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
I can find no entries of that happening.
Okay.
Obviously, I wasn't in
Yeah.
this position last year, but I can find no
just curious.
evidence.
All right.
I move to approve the cancellation of outstanding checks.
I'll second.
We made the motion to approve the cancellation of outstanding checks. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Okay, thank you. Consideration of Pitney Bowes. I said that
Yep,
right?
that's right.
Postage machine lease.
Yep, in your board package, because this is a lease, this is why we're bringing it to the board. It's a small lease, but it's because it is a lease, we still have to come to you for it. So we're seeking approval of Pitney Bowes postage machine lease for the corporation office, which has never had one. We have been using stamp postage and also have to go to the post office for other items. Be a real big hassle. So we already have these machines in other parts of our district. We just don't have them in the corporation office, which did not make sense. So this is just an efficiency enhancement to our internal processes, just to speed up that process of getting things out and to have the appropriate postage on there and not overpay for postage, because that always happens with stamps. So that's all we're doing, is asking for the permission for that lease, and we'll get that rolling.
Questions?
I move to approve the Pitney Bowes postage machine lease.
I'll second.
Wade made the motion to approve the Pitney Bowes postage machine lease. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. D, consideration of resolution authorizing social media litigation.
As part of as detailed in your board packets, we're just seeking approval of the resolution that's in there, authorizing us to participate in social media litigation. This will help facilitate reclaiming some funds, and whether we get it or we don't, it doesn't cost us anything.
Right.
And we have to, as schools, and what this is a nuisance type situation and on a protection of students, but we deal with a lot of things that have to do with that come on social media that we have to deal with. And so it's just a national litigation to see if we can get some recovery of funds because of that. In the past, we didn't participate in it, but there was like the vaping litigation as well, and that turned out in favor for those that did participate. And so this is just, I learned about this through my superintendent circles, and a lot of those are participating. I thought it's not going to hurt anything, so why not try it?
I totally disagree with it.
Disagree with this.
Everybody
What?
jumping on the bandwagon to sue. Like, I feel like that's exactly what this is. Just my opinion. So
I think they're trying to just control the algorithms that are attacking our kids.
so keep your kids off of them. I mean, you as a parent should be keeping your kids off of them. There's ways to limit those things.
Sure.
So
Fair.
that, just my opinion. Just want to put that out there.
Any other discussion or questions?
What's the potential for any type of negative consequence toward this?
I haven't heard of any negative side effects of this. It's just it's the big media companies.
Is this just the state of Indiana or is this
It's a
nationwide?
national.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all over the radio. I hear it every day. Every day I have the radio on. They're like, join this litigation.
But with the vaping with Jewel, right? We did not join that, but it did pay out.
Yeah.
Like how much? Not that it
I don't
matters,
have that
but
number, but it was significant.
so for those who did participate, was worth it or was
Yeah. It's only
because it doesn't do it. I mean, we don't have to do anything other than just approve it or
yeah,
not approve
you
it.
don't have to do anything. Then just I have to get a
What-
few things together.
What are you going to do with the funds if you win? What are we going to do with it?
We can put it back into our accounts.
We do have a choice, Aaron. For instance, if it was settled, and we just could we decide that it just goes into student services or it goes into the counselor's salary or something that the counselor, something kind of related, Or-
You can
or
answer
does
that.
it
but
have to go into
It'll tell what
a
my state board of
specific
accounts
fund?
will have a listing of where she can receipt that into.
So if it does pay out, then the state board of accounts would come in and tell you where to put it.
Right. I imagine, and I can pull up the crosswalk. Any funds that we receive, we're told where we can receipt them.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, sometimes sometimes the school corporation is given the choice between a couple of different funds. But something like that, I'm not sure. As far as it going towards a salary of some sort, I would doubt that
I didn't
that
mean a
would be
salary.
something. But they will tell us which fund. I imagine.
Looks like Dr. Penrod has something to say.
Mhm.
What trying to get your attention on.
Oh, sorry.
So schools are involved in the dual vaping thing. There's a couple of different things that work. One of these would be the like the what's going on? The what you use it for.
Right. Right. It
Thank
seems like it would be whatever damages would be,
Right,
claimed, whatever we use
That's
to
what I was
combat
trying to
those
say.
things,
Mhm.
that would be
Yeah.
where it would have to go.
Yeah.
Anything else?
And we have, attorneys that have said, yeah, go ahead and go for it. Or
At no cost to us.
So did the attorneys that we pay, ours, they're not involved in
No.
it. So it's not like we're having to pay them to do the legal work
No,
or
no,
anything.
no.
Okay.
Nope.
Thank
Not
you.
at all.
A motion for something before we move on.
I'll just tell you,
But it-
I'm not tied to it one way or the other. It's just one of those things that there was
What do you have to know
opportunity for
by?
us.
Like, what's the date that you have to opt in for this?
It's pretty close. We got in on the very back end of it. I don't know the exact date, but I know we were on the very last day that it was available to opt in.
What other questions do y'all have? Or comments?
Just I think for everybody, it's probably just seems something unusual for us. We just don't jump on things like this, but maybe we should. I don't know.
So what are your concerns?
Yeah, what other concerns do you have besides, I mean, I'm interested in your concerns, obviously.
I mean, I just, I wouldn't join it if it were personal, right? Like, I, I just, I just feel like everybody's too happy, and if
Yeah.
you fall on your own free will right here and hurt yourself, then you can turn around and sue us. And I think it's wrong, because nothing
Yeah.
here caused that. It's so.
We all get those things, join litigation things all the time. I mean, I get them all the time. I don't know if you guys do too, but
So
I never join them. But
for
I
me,
don't know.
I'm against it. But I mean, that's why there's 5 of us. So
I'll support whatever way we want to go. It
Yeah,
doesn't matter to me.
I look at it as it doesn't hurt anything other than maybe our own personal.
well, we're also teaching our kids that we should just do. Like, I mean, I just think, personally, I also think like we as parents give our kids those devices, and if we're opposed to those social medias, then we should be the ones to not let our kids do those. And if they do, there's consequences, right? Like to everything you do in life, there's a consequence. So being addicted to TikTok, which I don't have TikTok, like you've allowed yourself to do that. So, I just, so.
And we don't have to show do we need to show what damages we've suffered? Like, what have we suffered?
We put together a small report that it says that the discipline things that we've had to deal with that involve social media, and it takes away from the education environment of us having to deal with that. Administrators deal with it a lot.
And because of the chain of command and the way things run up and the school board is isolated from some of that stuff, I don't think we see it. Maybe that's why we're struggling with like, okay, what harm has happened, and you know what I mean? Like
Right.
when it gets to the level where we're hearing about it officially, there's usually something huge that's happened. And we haven't heard a lot of that stuff, so that might be why we're having trouble swallowing that.
I think the big piece of it is that the schools just have to deal with the consequences of that, and that social media can cause a lot of issues inside schools as far as things that are said or investigations that have to happen, those types of things. And so that's where they're going on the damage side, is this takes away from the education environment.
Which is probably why the state's gone to
big.
I mean, if you didn't have your phone in school, then you wouldn't have a social media problem.
I think hear unofficially about like little social media platforms where people are saying things and doing things, and like it does look bad on the school in some cases, especially when it's our students doing it. And I can understand there's concern with making these things easily accessible for kids.
Yeah.
But the free market, that's what we live in. So I do
Right,
understand.
but on the other hand, there's mounting evidence that social media and all of that has somewhat run amok because of the people guiding that. And I know people who work with children who have a phone, and that's the only way they know how to problem solve. So when you take that phone away, they can't problem solve. And if they come to school and they don't know how to solve problems because they can't look at their phone, that's a huge problem for all of us.
But that's
right?
a device problem, not a social media problem.
There is mounting evidence that because of the algorithms that big tech companies have built into their system, with the idea, it's like the cigarette companies, right? You put a little something addictive in what you're marketing, and you market it as if it's safe. And you talk about giving your kid something. You would not give your kid an apple unless you know it's not been poisoned. And I feel like the other side of it is all of us are somewhat at the mercy of what our phone does and how much time we spend on our phone. And if we've allowed our kids, because we thought it was safe and everybody else is doing it and it's a great thing and they can communicate with their friends and they can call me when practice lets out early or if they're going to be late, those are all good things, right? But the social media piece, which I think this lawsuit is talking about, is the big tech companies that are making money off of what the algorithms or whatever they do with that, um, that that are causing all of us problems. And so to me, then it's um, people that are making money off of our kids being called into account or being made to be accountable for their actions. That's my perspective.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And you can actually make motions too.
Well, then
Yeah.
I would like to make a motion.
You would like to make a motion, or are you making a motion?
I will make the motion.
Okay.
I will make the motion to approve the resolution authorizing social media litigation.
I'll second.
Thank you. So I made the motion to approve the resolution authorizing social media litigation. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Opposed? Okay. Consideration of human sexuality instruction materials. Tana.
The great follow-up.
So a process is, as a school board, you would approve the sex education content that we would be teaching our students. We've yet to teach that content this year because there were some updates to the law this summer. The reason we're coming so late into the year is I was waiting to see if the state would release more sort of official resources from the state, and they have not. They're just telling schools you may use the resources you wish that align to this. So that's why I'm bringing it to you today. I'm recommending at this time that we continue to use our 2015 Glencoe resources in terms of the text content. So that covers the endocrine system, the male reproductive system, and the female reproductive system. In addition to that, in order to stay compliant with the law, there's an additional flyer, and you saw that in the information that was shared with you. It's called Let's Talk Consent. That was part of the new legislation this summer, is that you have to have some content on consent. And then there's an additional flyer that talks about, that literally uses the language from the law about the position that abstaining from sex and being in a monogamous relationship within a marriage is the best environment for a sexual relationship. So the language in that other flyer, again, is just taken from what the Indiana law requires us to do. And then the other resource, and that was a new requirement that was added this summer, is a link to a video. And so the video, according to Indiana law now, has to have an animation that shows the fertilization process and then the process of human development. And then it also has to have an high definition ultrasound that's at least 3 minutes long that shows, again, the formation of the child in the womb. And so that video actually achieves both purposes because you see the animation above and it talks through that process. And then at the bottom, it shows you the high definition ultrasound of the child throughout development. So those are the 3 resources that we would be using in our health class to teach that content. Our teachers who have been with us for a while, who have taught this content, excluding the new resources, right, that had been teaching that, don't use any additional slides or any additional content. They just go through these resources with students. So I'm recommending that we use these resources only. It's been the position of the South Putnam community that they like to stick to this content, this type of content, and any larger discussions about sexual relationships they feel should be done within the family. And so this supports the view of our community as well.
It did seem like it leaned toward a minimum legal requirement.
Yeah.
We expect
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, right. It's just sticking
Yeah.
to anatomy, health risks. It's just
Yeah.
very, very scientific, and very rudimentary, but accurate and scientific.
And so your teachers that teach this have what they need, is what I heard.
Yes.
Okay.
And moving forward, if we want to analyze new resources as they come out, we can do that. I can bring that back to you and you can approve new resources. These will be available online so our community can see what we're teaching. And then our parents have to approve this before we teach it. And if a parent says, I don't want this taught, it's not required for them to participate in that unit and they can step out of that unit.
Anybody have any questions?
I move to approve the human sexuality instructional materials.
Well, second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gardner. Wade made the motion to approve the human sexuality instructional materials. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Other business? None. Superintendent's report.
Yep, it's short tonight. The good news, spring break is next week, and we get an early start due to the flex day we didn't have to use on Friday. So good news for there. This week I was a little iffy what was going to happen with the weather, but we made it. Secondly, so hopefully everyone has a nice, safe spring break, relaxing, refreshing for teachers and staff and students, of course. The last, not least, is just a quick report is that our administrative office is we're really working very, very hard on our efficiencies and our processes up there. We've been doing it for quite a while, and we're continuing to do that. And we've kind of just put the hammer down and the accelerator on a lot of that recently. We're looking for ways to eliminate bottlenecks in our system, reduce redundancies, and all those operational procedures. So we're just looking at everything down to the granular level. We're working also on cost-saving measures as well. We continue to seek that and continue to seek best practices for South Putnam. We're getting continuous professional development on that process, as you heard today with Aaron getting through that training, and Gretchen and Elf is also going through a process as well. So I'm very much in line with trying to do what's best for South Putnam. And it's neat to see what we're doing. And before too long, I think Lisa and I have talked that we were probably going to have a work session so I can understand kind of where we were and where we are and the processes that we've been going through with that. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that. There's a lot of things that happen on a daily basis up at the administrative offices that are helping to make things a lot more efficient, cost effective. So, and that's all I have for you.
Okay, thank you. I'll just put one more plug in for Area 30. I know this Friday they have Chef Day does a Good Day Cafe. I don't know if any of you are in town on Friday or at lunch. You can make a reservation through their website. It's very nice. I attend fairly regularly, and the kids serve. Chef Day is great, and she's really good with our kiddos. And so I know that that's another way that they make money, sort of to fund their program, but this one especially. Or you can order things ahead of time. I think this luncheon is all about pies. So
Every Friday?
it'd be good. It's not every Friday. It's one Friday a month.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know. I think that varies. You can find the calendar. So then she has two groups of students. So she has her morning students. So that month they have breakfast at 9:30, and this month is lunch, which is at 12:30. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's fun. Okay, so then if there's nothing else, we're going to dismiss this meeting. We'll have about 10 minutes break because we're kind of late on starting the work session. We'll rearrange this, like I like it, into a work session. And and then we'll get started as soon as everybody gets back in here.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you all.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you all. If any of you were staying